Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures,
the podcast that fuels your passion for obstacle course racing,
running, and all things adventurous.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior,
we've got news updates as well as interviews with athletes
and other key members of our athletic community.
As a weekly show since 2017, we have covered everything from
championship and virtual races
to fundraising events and FKTs. And now, here are your hosts,
Michael Stefano and Katelyn Ritter.
Standing on the corner, lost all my clothes.
Hey guys, it's Michael Stefano.
And Katelyn Ritter.
And we are right now on the Eye of London. While we're recording this, it's an audio medium. They have no idea where we are.
I was like, that's not the name of our hotel.
Yeah. No, we're at our hotel. We're in London, folks. Finally. Very excited. And how are you enjoying your trip so far, Katelyn?
I'm exhausted, but I'm having fun. Yeah. I like exploring new cities. And tomorrow we're going to go to like the downtown London and see like London Bridge and the castle where the Queen's dead.
Yes.
Where the king lives.
Yeah. Downtown. Cruising through the alley. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And where I'm recording with my field mic because I didn't bother bringing all my other stuff, which is good because my bag never showed up. So we're recording with this, and it's we'll see how it goes. Editing might be a little different.
It's so interesting because we checked in together, like our tickets were together. We brought our suitcase together.
Not just together, but also hours early, like 2.5 hours before our flight, 3 hours before our flight.
Yes, 3 hours before our flight. My suitcase made it, and Mike's suitcase did not. And Mike has all the toiletries, so we just went to the gas station to buy toothbrushes, and they don't sell women's deodorant, which I thought was weird in the gas station, only men's deodorant.
It's like a spray, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't come here to hear about a vacation. If you
might have.
If you did, reach out to us on social media, and we'll talk to you. Or maybe we'll see you in person, and we'll start a smutter. Or maybe we'll do a Patreon video about this, too. But let's get to our sponsors.
Shout out Mudgear, use code ADVENTURE for 15% off your next Mudgear purchase. Caterpie, use code OCRReport20 for 20% off your next Caterpie purchase.
All right, we're going to thank the $5+ patron supporters.
Jason Dupree, Samantha Thomas, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Thompson, Bradley Keel, Charlotte Engelman, Aaron Grindstaff, Laura and Stephen Ritter, Hank and Arlene Stefano, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Johnson, Christopher Hoover, Kevin Gregory Jr., Evan Irick, Ashley Rice, Brent George, Logan Nagel, Issa Connington, Seth Rinderknecht, and Robert Landman.
Thank you guys for the support. We greatly appreciate it. And to the OCR Report for being a great home for us on the internet.
And to Will Hicks.
Podfather. Check it out over at OCRreport.com. We're a little thrown off with the patron names because I haven't connected to the Wi-Fi yet, and so that's just what I had on there was all the patrons.
I'm excited to meet the OCR Report this weekend.
Yeah, we're running with Will Hicks tomorrow. So we played a fun game of like, is that Will Hicks? Every time we saw a bald man wearing like a black hat.
That is true, even if they weren't wearing a black hat.
Yeah, we had fun with it. And shout out to our sponsored athletes.
Javier Escobar, Kelly Sullivan, Ryan Brizzolaro, Joshua Reed, and Kevin Gregory.
Yeah. Poll results. I don't think we did a poll, so we'll skip that, but we do have Meme of the Week, and it has nothing to do with this weekend, but I found it. I thought it was very funny. I found it, which means Katelyn has to describe it.
So it's a 6-panel comic, and on the top left corner, it's a girl wearing a backpack and a bear, and the girl yells, "A bear!" And then, oh my gosh, on the second one, the top right, the girl is dead with her head hanging out, and it says blush, blah. And then the bear in the third panel says, "Playing dead doesn't work. You know that. It's just a myth." And then the girl sits up and goes, "Oh." And then the bear goes, "Psych, playing dead totally works, but you blew it." And then the bear is dragging her off and says, "And into the stew we go."
So bears is something that I don't think we'll have to worry about for this upcoming race weekend, but yeah, I just thought it was funny, and so I wanted to share with you guys. Let's head on right over to quick news. I don't know why I said that in that voice. I wanted to give a shout out to Betsy Mueller, who is Betsy Runs US with MS, and she did, in fact, run the US with multiple sclerosis. Words are hard today. Have I mentioned that I've only had 1 hour of sleep in the past 36 hours? So there's that. But she posted, "So happy to complete the run across America. MS didn't break me. It built a deeper strength. We don't have to surrender to fear or sorrow when diagnosed. We can choose to stand tall, shift our mindset, and choose courage. Running gave me freedom, and MS reminded me to chase dreams boldly and live life all the way. And if you want to hear more about her, she did a episode with the running public, which I'd highly recommend you go and check out.
That's awesome.
Let's get to High Rocks World Championship podium. Tim Vinish took first place. Hunter McIntyre got second place. And Dylan... I hate when they do a bad... Oh, Hybrid Racing Media doesn't post the full names. Dylan got third. Congratulations, Dylan. I don't think that's the typical Dylan that I know, but congratulations to them. Yeah, there we go. This podium makes more sense.
In third place, Lauren Weeks. In second place, Joanna Wojcicki. And in first place, Linda Meyer.
Yeah. And then lastly, podiums for a Spartan race.
For the Switzerland National Series, St. Croix Beast for the men. In third place, Antoine Freeman. In second place, Theobald Jean. And in first place, Gregory Basilico. Oh my God.
These are big names.
And for the women, in third place, Laura Weiser. In second place, Viviana Mari. And in first place, Leslie Lejeune.
Perfect. And with that, we'll say that there's 5 secret links down below. Go check those out if you would like to. But let's get to what this episode is all about. So I have 3 ideas for episodes. 2 needed to be scratched due to our availability with both a wedding and our flight. And the other one, we never got a response. So I figured we could pivot and have a short episode since the next few will likely be very long, covering World's Toughest Mudder. So I figured I would interview Katelyn on her thoughts with World's Toughest Mudder being less than a week away. Yeah.
Woo!
So let's get to it. Everyone knows your name and where you're from. So what made you want to take on World's Toughest Mudder?
Well, it all started 2 years ago when I thought, how hard could it be? Men run it. A specific man, one of our friends, ran it and did 35 miles. And Alex, I didn't want to call him out. And I figured if he could do 35 miles, I could do 35 miles. And when I was watching the live stream in November and I realized that the timing with my school year, so my school year ended on Friday, we flew to London on Saturday, it'd be the perfect time. And I had 6 months to train. So here we go.
But you also wanted to do it last year.
Right, but because my cousin got married in November and then like a week later, as a teacher, I only get 3 personal days and I just did not have the time off.
Yeah. So what are your goals? What did Alex do? What are you interested in? Like, what are your A, B, C, D, F, G goals?
My A goal is 24 hours on course. Okay. My B goal is 35 miles. My C goal is 45 miles. And then I just increases by that.
I have it in like a different ascending order. Like A is like the hardest to reach, but I could always settle for C.
Oh, I guess I just don't rank them the right way.
Yeah.
So like my A goal
would be the most difficult goal.
Would be 40.
If you get an A, you still get a B.
Oh.
That's how I would look at it.
Okay, so that makes more sense.
So did you go over what they were?
Yeah, I did go over what they were. Yeah. I said so I guess my A goal in your perspective would be 40 miles. My B goal would be at 24 hours actively on course, and my C goal would be 35 miles.
Okay. Why 45 miles and not like 50 miles?
Well, I just think if I'm going for 35 miles, like 5-mile increments. So 40.
It's a 5-mile increment.
No, I know, but like I keep telling people 35 and they're like, oh no, it should be 40. So I just feel like people's expectation for me is 40 miles.
Sure. And then when's the last time you've done an obstacle course race? You don't do it as much as you used.
I think it was the Barry Spartan Sprint last summer. Right. And before that, it was the Gaylord Gauntlet. And before that, I could not tell you.
Yeah, exactly. And what's your history with like Tough Mudder? How many Tough Mudders have you done?
I have run 2 Tough Mudders. I ran Tough Mudder. Was it Mountain Snow?
Yeah, I think that was your first one. Or Loudon. Oh no. Or was it Gunstock? I don't remember. I remember being there, and I remember like I ran a lap and I was supposed to run my second lap with you, and I didn't because I was exhausted and wiped out from the mountain.
Right. So I joined like a random group of people and I found them at the start line and I said, hey, my boyfriend abandoned me. Can I run with you guys? And they took me under their wings.
And it took you forever because one of the guys had pneumonia in the group. Did you tell them that I already ran a lap and not just that I didn't choose to do a lap in general?
Yes, Mike, of course I did that. I didn't make you sound out to be a horrible human. I said he did tougher lap, and then he was supposed to rejoin me and he can't, so here I am.
Fair. And what's your history with World's Toughest Mudder?
I have been a pit crew in 2018 where I helped you get 50 miles, and then in 2019 I helped you get 55 miles, but most importantly I helped Javier Escobar get his 100-mile orange jacket.
Yeah, very, very big deal. Yeah. And you've helped with like Jason Dupree and stuff, but like 2 years, right? Yeah.
So not a lot of experience, but I've also pit at the toughest, like the 12-hour overnight courses. Did you? Yeah, I pit for you, Javier, and Joshua Reed.
I forgot about that Chub Cactus and the whatever. That was in Philly. I forgot about that. Yeah, Boston, the couple times I've done that. We didn't have a pit crew. So yeah, that's a good time. And then what have you been doing to train for this then?
So I have a coach that he, like, to get his coaching business started, he like posted in the World's Toughest Mudder group, like asking for people to like volunteer to be coached. The majority of my training has been like time on feet and running and mileage with like some strength training. So I am concerned about my upper body, but I think it gets to the point where like those just become obstacles you fail and you do penalty laps.
Yeah, I would definitely say that too. But what about like the must complete obstacles?
Hi, my name's Katelyn. Can you help me?
Right. Now, it's still like a lot of work that you'll have to do too. So that is kind of nerve-wracking. Did Fran also know the guy too? I thought it was a recommendation from Fran.
I don't know if Fran knew him or just saw the post and tagged me because she knew I was signed up for World's Toughest Mudder.
Okay. That could be that too. That makes sense. And what are your thoughts on the venue being in England?
Oh, I'm really excited. I hear that there's dogs on the course, which I know not every dog is a dog you can pet.
They call them hounds. Like, I think of a hellhound.
I think there ain't nothing but a hound dog.
That's optimistic, yeah.
I mean, I like to view my life as pretty optimistic. I'm excited. I know that there will be some elevation, and luckily, like not that we trained at elevation, but there were long runs that I did that kind of elevation.
You did a 6-hour long run, right?
Yeah, 6-hour long run. And when I did that, I became like the segment hero or whatever it's called. Yeah. So that for the hill, like on that run. Yeah. So that is exciting. Honestly, I'm just going to go in and hope I can have a fun time and enjoy myself. And it's an experience.
You've used the word exciting a lot. What are you most excited about?
The people, the community. And now that I know what a chicken broth tastes like when you're like 6 hours in, I can't wait for it to be tasty.
Yeah, no, it's so good. Who are you most excited to see?
That's really rude, but Fran Carando. Is that how you say her last name?
So she is Fran. Fran sounds like friend. If you don't know someone and you become a friend with them, you're curing the randomness, so cure rando.
Oh, I love that. I'm most excited to see her because Fran and I like DM each other on Facebook a lot, but I've never met her in real life. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, I talk in the OCR report group text more than I talk to like a lot of other friends. So there's that.
Same. I mean, and I'm also excited to meet Carlo. Carlo and I will sometimes text and like send voice messages to each other. So I'm excited to see him or meet him. I'm excited to see Jason Dupree, Will Hicks, Jack Goris. Oh, I'm also excited to meet Dustin.
That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, you better not forget about Dustin. Yeah. You watched a Star Wars movie in anticipation too, and both Terminator movies.
I'm going to ask him what the spoiler is in the second Star Wars movie.
That we didn't get a chance to watch it, but she says that she doesn't know the spoiler of Empire Strikes Back, which is mind-blowing because she also didn't know about the spoiler of The Sixth Sense.
No, I didn't grow up in a movie family, and I didn't grow up in a fantasy family.
Fantasy, sci-fi, fair. And then what are you most worried about, I guess?
I think just like falling apart. Like, I know my legs are strong. I don't think I'm a mentally tough person. Like, you had no problem being out there for 25 and a half hours.
I wouldn't say no problem, but there was no quit in me. Yeah.
Right. And I'm worried. And I've told the OCR report people this because I feel like I'll see them. I'm going to try to convince them that it's okay for me to quit. And like, people need to be like, no, you're not. Like, you just got to keep on keeping on.
Yeah, it's that tough blend of like tough love. Like, hey, love you. Get the fuck back out there.
Literally.
Yeah. What about electricity? You've never gone through electroshock or anything before? and we don't know the obstacle list yet. I don't think. I don't pay attention to puzzle pieces much, but
Yes, I've never been shocked, but can I say this on a podcast?
yeah.
Mike slapped me the other day.
Oh, that yes.
Because I asked him to hit me so I knew what electroshock therapy would feel like. And if that's it, it's not that bad.
So that was a 3-part thing when I hit you. One, you asked me to hit you like a few days before. I'm like, I'm not going to hit you because it's, it's the suddenness of it that gets you too. 2, you hit me out of anger like once, like 7 or 8 years ago. And
I didn't hit you. I just like nudged you with my arm.
No, if it was just a nudge, we wouldn't have been talking about it for 6, 7, 8 years. And then 3rd, you like hurt another part of your body.
I stabbed myself with a fork so bad that it like punctured my hand and my whole hand was swollen and it still hurts.
She was closing a drawer as a fork stuck into her hand and she like closed it in like basically like a raccoon trap, which I only know what that is from like where the red fern grows, like one of the books back then. Yeah, that's crazy. But to take your mind off the pain. So it's 3 parts, but that's kind of what getting shocked feels like.
So I am really worried about that. And I know that's not something that I could just like do a penalty loop for. Like I need to save time where I can save time. And electroshock therapy is definitely one of those things where I can like suck it up and just go through it.
Yeah. Compared, it's not like physically difficult, which is good. What about fear of pooping yourself?
Honestly, I just had the norovirus like not that long ago. I'm not really afraid of that anymore.
That's fair, but being in a wetsuit, what about the fear of like wetsuit, like chafing and this and that? Like, have you trained in your wetsuit? I know you bought like 8 wetsuits or something.
I did not buy. I bought a longie and a shorty, and I bought them in 2 different sizes, and then one never showed up. So now I have one that's probably like stuck in the universe with your suitcase, and then I brought the longie that I tried on and the shorty that I've run in. So.
Also, we all know that it's not called a longie, but no one wants to correct Katelyn, so we let her say what she wants to say.
What is it called?
It's just a wetsuit. That's a wetsuit, and then the shorty is a shorty.
Oh, well, I like the shorty and the longie.
Yeah, no, that works. And then what about like worries for, like you said, falling apart, but what about like injury?
I am worried about injury. I'm not a spring chicken. I am 32 years old, so it is what it is.
There's a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds listening being like, fuck you. Not a spring chicken, but yeah, fair.
I mean, and if I get hurt, I get hurt. Hopefully I get hurt after I hit 35 miles. I don't think I would get hurt on fresh legs, but look at what happened to Ryan Atkins last year. You just don't know.
Anything can happen over the course of 25 and a half hours. And then also you talked about like the mandatory obstacle completion penalties you could always take if you want to like save your strength and everything. I did that a lot and I still got 55 miles. But what about getting stuck in an obstacle?
Well, 2 things. So people have told me that when you like decide you're going to purposely fail an obstacle, that is a race strategy. That's not cheating.
You're still like going in the water. You're still dealing with the penalty.
Yes.
Like if I see anyone skip penalties, that's simple.
Yes.
But you need to, they say like attempt an obstacle, just jumping in the water, like it needs to be inconvenient. You need to be inconvenienced by not doing the obstacle.
Right. And I'm thinking like what's an obstacle I would probably like automatically try to fail, like Funky Monkey. Like I can't do it. I can't do it on fresh arms. I can't do it now. So like I just jump. Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And then I thought I had another thing to say.
Oh, if I got stuck in an obstacle. So you've told me that this has been a worry of yours where it's just like 3 a.m. and I'm just out by myself and I'm stuck somewhere. I'll just wait it out. I'll try. But again, if it's 3 a.m. and I'm tired and I don't think it's safe for me to be climbing on things or doing things, like I'll just wait it out. Maybe I'll sit down.
And there's don't stop, don't sit. No. There's over like 1,000 potential new friends out there. Then Anne Caroline Clifford, maybe you'll spend some time with her in the course. I would recommend like staying with someone the whole time because paces are going to change with different like abilities here and there. But yeah, keep moving. What's your plans for nutrition?
Plans for nutrition. So I loved instant mashed potatoes, but they have to be made the right way. So I brought a measuring cup from home in my suitcase. So this way I know that you're doing the ratio correctly. Because if they're like not watery enough, it's like a desert in my mouth. Yes. And if they're too watery, it skeeves me out. So it needs to be made perfectly. I really I'm hoping they have like chicken noodle soup here, like in a can. I'm assuming there's canned soup. Like
it's not a third world country.
No, I know, but like the salt and the sodium, like is that an American thing? I hope not.
I mean, no one does salt like America, I don't think. But yeah, no, I think they'll have good stuff here too.
Yeah, so those are my two big things. I want to, when we go food shopping with Fran, get like a watermelon and cut that up because I think that's a good source of like hydration when like water just doesn't sound good. I packed Tailwinds, but I didn't see it in my suitcase. I don't know if they thought I was bringing cocaine into the country.
Oh, you said that because they leave one of the sticker things.
Yeah, so I don't know where that is. I have some cosmic brownies. I love fruit snacks.
Yeah.
Like fruit snacks are my go-to.
So you got a million tiny packets. We should have like opened them all up, and what a waste of plastic. But we looked for like bigger things of it, and then at the airport we saw a massive thing of it.
Well, not massive, but like a bigger size. But it was like $10, and I was like, that's crazy. And also, I don't like the purple ones, so you're gonna have to pick through the purple ones for me.
Wild. I'll use that as like a punisher. No, just kidding. This will be reinforcement based for the most part. Also, what is the measuring cup made out of? We almost glossed past that.
Oh, it's made out of glass. It was on sale at Target for $4. I don't love traveling with glass, but I figured I put it between some clothes and it survived. So here we are.
I want you to spend some time with this next question solely because I want you to like reflect on it and not because I have to go to the bathroom. But what are your limits? What are the parameters? What would cause you to quit? Like what's your limits? What's the line in the sand that you draw?
The line in my I feel like this is a good like this is like a good pre-pit talk, pit crew conversation. My line in the sand. If I need medical attention and they think I need to seek like, not that they're not medical professionals, but like a hospital, that would be a line in the sand. I think if at any point, like I think you'll know if I'm like mentally unfit to keep going, which I think is important, but I don't really have any like lines in the sand unless I'm medically DQ'd or or if I like fail the neurological test. Vomiting, I think depends on what I'm vomiting. Am I like APA and I'm just puking up solid food, then I think that's okay to keep going. I think if it's like stomach bile and stomach acid, or I have like stomach cramping and diarrhea, then we go to the medical tent and let them assess. But I don't know if I have any like hard lines other than somebody else being like, Katelyn, you need to be done.
Good. I think that's important to like realize. I mean, I think one of mine was like broken bones. So if I have like broken bone, like that's when I'm done too. So it's good to have that line of like, does this fit what I defined for myself? No, then keep moving.
And I also, like, not to be gross, I'm not afraid of diarrhea. So if I have diarrhea, then like it is what it is.
Right. Do you have any mantras or anything to keep you going while you're out there?
I'm so glad you asked. So my like big mantra is, I do this during the school year. Like I say, I can do anything for 180 days. Well, my world's toughest mudder mantra is I can do anything for 25 and a half hours. And then another one is I'm worried that the sun going down is just going to devastate me.
That's a bad mantra.
No.
I know.
So there's a there's a Taylor Swift song from the Hunger Games that says the sun is going down, you'll be all right. Come morning light, you'll be safe and sound. Yeah.
I didn't know she did music for the Hunger Games. Yeah. And then what do you want to be able to say to yourself after this event?
Ooh. One, I can stick to a training plan. I've been training consistently since January for this. Like 3 to 4 times a week, going out on long runs and like actually like working out. And I think just like, I haven't told a lot of people I'm doing this. Some of my coworkers didn't even know we were going to London.
Some of your best friends didn't know. A best friend who lived out here for a semester, 2 semesters, long time. Would have been good to, yeah.
I just like saw her at trivia recently and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to London in a few weeks. And she's like, what are you doing out there? And I was like, oh, I'm running for 25 and a half hours. I don't know if there's anything that I want like to come from this. Like, I don't think I want to be able to like, I don't know, other than I think it'll be fun when people are like, what's a fun fact about yourself? I could be like, I did 40 miles, 35 miles at World's Toughest Mudder. Like, I'm just doing it because like I've always wanted to. I'm not looking for like bragging rights or like gratification. I'm just looking to like go out there, party pace, have fun. Everybody talks about how this like event like changes your life. Like, so let's just let the magic happen and see what happens. I mean, I could go out there and fall and trip and break something 5 miles in.
As Will said, like, regardless of what happens, you're going to have memories for the rest of your life from this.
Right. And like Josh Fiore said, like, Mike and I eventually want to have children. And he said, one day you'll be able to look at your kid and be like, I'm a badass. Like, listen to what your mom did. And that's pretty cool.
I totally had something else to say, but it just jumped out of my head.
I also want you to be proud of me. I seek
validation. Yeah, you do. Validation.
I do. I seek validation from people. And I think like you being able to be like, my wife did this is like what I want.
Also, pet peeve, not about me, but you would be like, what's new? Nothing. That's the worst response. Guys, if like you're doing something, like you just got into knitting, that's always my like go-to. Say what's new. Say what's new. Don't be like, oh, nothing, because no one's life is that boring. And if it is, step up your shit, do something interesting.
Well, like my thing was like I know exactly what you're talking about. We went out with friends, and all 3 of these friends have babies that were like under 6 months old. And they were like, oh, what's new? And I was like, oh, nothing. Like compared to like, you're literally raising a human being. Like anything I do is not impressive. And Mike turns around and was like, Katelyn, you did an 8-mile run yesterday. Like, that's what's new. You're training for World's Toughest Mudder. That's what's new.
And it's not bragging when you're asked what's new. I mean, maybe the whole like socially like, oh, nothing. How about you? Like if that's like the social response, but no, that's dumb. Like, hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Like, give a real answer sometimes. Like, I don't know. That bothers me. Like, what's the point of talking if you're not going to like say what you mean?
So this is my announcement to the world, guys. And Saturday, I am running World's Toughest Mudder.
Well, everyone on here knows it. That's for damn sure. Or I guess maybe new listeners. I guess any final thoughts as we have less than a week before you are in the starting chute?
I've been having like anxiety dreams about World's Toughest Mudder. I had one where I was running with like an elite. I think I was running with Josh Fiore. It was after I interviewed him. And instead of Arctic enema being filled with ice, Arctic enema was filled with like venomous snakes. And I like went in first, and the snakes obviously attacked me. And then Josh Fiore had to like drag me out of the snake pit and like bring me to medical care. And then I have had a lot of dreams that are like World's Toughest Mudder, but like then my students. So like I was out on course, and like I had students that have like eloped from the classroom. Like that's what they do. They run from the classroom. So I'm out on like World's Toughest Mudder course. Oh yeah, I'm a special education teacher. I'm out on this World's Toughest Mudder course, and all of a sudden I'm like chugging along, you know, living my best student-free life. And I look over, and oh, there's one of my students eloping, and I like had to make the decision like, do I stop my race or do I go after the child? So like I feel like the end of school anxiety mixed with the World's Toughest Mudder anxiety is just like making these dreams ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I had weird dreams about like missing that wedding that we had just before we flew out here, which is fun. But that just shows that you care. Anything else?
I'm actually like if I could unsign up, I think I would.
That's a bullshit. You were supposed to do it last year. You couldn't because you couldn't get the time off because of Bonnie's wedding, and now this is your time to do it.
It's so scary.
It's wicked scary. I think back and I'm like, the last time I did it was 2019. That was like not quite a decade ago, but it's like it's getting to be a long time ago. Like I wonder if I could do that now.
Right? And I just feel like I don't know. I think once I'm doing it, I'll be like, oh, this is fun. But like leading up to it, like the anticipation. I'm hoping like the morning of our wedding, I was very like calm, cool, and collected and like level head. I'm just hoping to like bring that similar like vibe to the start line.
Just know that not every moment will be fun, and that is okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm anticipating the suck. What do they say? Embrace the suck. It is going to be horrible. I'm very aware.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, looking forward to enjoying the rest of our vacation, and it'll be race day before you know it.
Woo. Insert sarcasm.
Welcome back, even though we didn't go anywhere. Literally. Thank you to Katelyn for registering, talking about the event, and finally joining me on another World's Toughest Mudder weekend.
Mike, do the people know how you found out I signed up for World's Toughest Mudder?
No, you could probably talk about that. We probably talked about that when that happened, but it's been months.
So a little bit of backstory. Mike was at World's Toughest Mudder, and he was like, oh, Katelyn, here's the live stream if you want to like check in. I ended up watching the live stream for like 14 hours. Like, it was ridiculous. And at the end of the live stream, Will Hicks and Fran Curando, Curando had like the sign up now for the biggest discount of World's Toughest Mudder. You get $50 off. And I was like, I'm going to do it. So I Mike didn't even know. I impulsively signed up, and then I ran to Michael's and did you bring the bracelets?
Oh, no. No, I didn't. I don't know where they are. No, they must be in like my special bin, but no, I did not bring them. Sorry.
Oh, well, I made 2 friendship bracelets. One said Pit Crew, one said Media, and I put them in a box. And then underneath the box, I put like my registration for World's Toughest Mudder, printed it out and folded it. And before I gave it to him, I was like, hey, like not a pregnancy announcement. Not pregnant, but I think this is pretty cool. So, and that's how I told you. How did you feel when I signed up?
Excited and thinking it's about damn time. We're going to go to London. It's going to make a vacation out of it. And here we are. It's wild that it's so soon. November wasn't that far away. Now it's in June. I think it will continue to be in June. So it separates itself from championship season, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad that you finally pulled the trigger and it's go time.
I know, and you've been bragging about me for 6 months, which I love.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For related episodes, I still don't have Wi-Fi on my phone, so I can actually, let me just do this. I'll go to the website and check the last post, because it's probably going to be the same episodes that I'm going to recommend. So, let's see. For last year episodes, we've covered World's Toughest Mudder a lot, but 410 was World's Toughest Mudder 2024, Part 1, Pit Check-In and Community Dinner. 411 was World's Toughest Mudder 2024, Part 2, Race Day Interviews with Athletes, Volunteers, and Pit Crew. 412, World's Toughest Mudder 2024, Part 3, Brunch Interviews and Audio. 413, World's Toughest Mudder 2024, Part 4, Bar Crawl Interviews. And then this year was 438, World's Toughest Mudder First Timer Questions with Josh Fiore. And just last episode was World's Toughest Mudder in UK Prep with Will Chung and Fran Curando. And that was 441, if I didn't already say that. And yeah, good stuff. Should we also talk about like the schedule real quick? I'm realizing.
Sure.
I had that pulled up. So for those listening that are going to be here, I want to make sure, if this is your first time and somehow you're listening to this, I want to make sure that you don't miss the things. So Friday from 9, I'm not going to translate, it's going to be military time, 9 to 16 o'clock is going to be check-in on Friday. The course preview for you guys will be 13:30 to 15:30. The race briefing will be at 16 o'clock. The pit closes at 19 o'clock, and quiet hours begin at 22 o'clock. What the hell? I don't know what that means. That confuses me. On Saturday, race day, check-in will be from 7 to 11. The start chute will open at 11:15. The race doesn't start, however, until noon. And according to Will Hicks, the race doesn't start until midnight.
Oh, you stole my line.
Sorry. At 14 o'clock, the hospitality tent opens. I didn't realize that. 19, it says nighttime rules begin. So it's usually night ops. Sunday, at 5 in the morning, the nighttime rules will end. Also important to note that, as Fran had pointed out in the previous episode, you will need a headlamp and all that, but there may be more light than in typical World's Toughest Mudder, so hopefully that helps you and doesn't harm you. From 10 to 14 o'clock is the finisher swag collection, and then noon on Sunday, the start line closes. So just the start line, you have to make sure you're out on your last lap. 13 o'clock, the hospitality tent closes. 13:30, the finish line and course officially closes. If you are not done by then, you do not count that last lap. And then 15 o'clock, you got to get your shit out of there because the pit is closing. Now, that's the main event. People know most of those things. What's important is you should probably come out to the Monday events if you can. 9 o'clock is the brunch check-in. 10 to 11:30 is the brunch buffet. It was when the brunch buffet opens. 12 o'clock noon, the award ceremony. We will not be doing that this year. We won't be hosting it. At least it's going to be TMHQ, which is good. Now that TMHQ is really getting more involved with the community again, finally. And 14 o'clock says hospitality. I don't know what that means, but there is going to be the bar crawl. So look for information for that elsewhere as well.
You can find the information for the Friday night dinner and the bar crawl at the World's Toughest Mudder Facebook page. Just make sure you fill out those survey questions so they can enter you in to the Facebook group. Subscribe and follow wherever your podcasts. We are Obstacle Running Adventures on all the podcast players. And if you like what you heard, leave us a review so I can butcher your name and read your review out loud. And if you use words that are hard for me to pronounce, I will also butcher them in that review. So enjoy.
It's always fun. You could support us financially on patreon.com. Please join on the website and not the app, since Apple will give you additional fees and charges, and that's not fun. But extra shout out to the patrons, as we will be paying for these flights with Patreon money, which is really nice. Coming up next, so I plan to do a media lap with the team, if we're allowed to, minus Katelyn. The community dinner, we'll see how much I can edit and get up before the event. Obviously, I'm going to be in a different role. I'm going to be pit crew this year. So I want to get as much as I can out that weekend, but it's also going to be the weekend of the actual event. It's going to be a weird thing. The episode will be early if things go well. Yeah. Katelyn, you got a joke or a quote to end this?
I do. My joke is, how does a penguin build its house?
How?
It glues it together.
It glues it together? Nice.
And then my quote is from Brene Brown. And it says, one day you will tell the story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide.
Nice. Well, that just about wraps it up. My name is Michael Stefano.
And my name's Katelyn Ritter.
And I'm going to eat some more snacks and attempt to adjust more to this jet lag. And we'll talk to you and maybe see you in person next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you're feeling motivated, inspired,
And ready to take on your next race or training run.
If you've enjoyed this week's episode, leave us a review
And share it with your fellow adventurous friends.
Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Obstacle Running Adventures.
Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join us every week for more news.
Stories and interviews from the community.
Our intro song was Streaker by Straight Up.
And our outro music is Iron Paw by The Best.